Today we are diving into another Argentinian classic, milanesas. Back home, milanesas are not just food, they are a beautiful tradition and a guaranteed smile maker. Thin slices of the most tender meat, juicy inside, coated with delicious breadcrumbs, deep fried into golden and crispy goodness. Smiles ready? Let's make some unforgettable milanesas. Grab your favorite knife. We are slicing milanesas from scratch. My go-to beef cut is called topside here in Australia, top round or round steak in the USA, and famously called nalga back home in Argentina. It's perfect for making those impressively large and delicious milanesas. I always start by prepping the meat. This means carefully removing all the fat and tough connective tissue. I like to pick up a whole topside cut, usually weighing over 5 kilograms. That translates into roughly 6 kilos of mouth-watering milanesas. Once prepared, I portion them into 1 kilo bags, which is around 5 milanesas each. I vacuum seal them and freeze. Sure, it takes a bit of work up front, but it guarantees a steady, healthy supply of milanesas for my family for a couple of months. And it's far more budget friendly as well. And here's the best part, milanesas freeze beautifully, meaning that you can cook them straight from the freezer. Perfect for those quick and delicious emergency dinners, just when you need them. And here's a tip, always cut milanesas across the grain. I like milanesas to be around 5 millimeters thick. I hold the meat with my hand, and that gives me a lot of support to cut with the knife. It is key to have a very sharp knife. The real secret to a perfect milanesa lies in the egg mix. And trust me, every family has their own version, but mine is the best. Here we go. I always start with the dry ingredients first. Finally chop a bunch of fresh parsley, a generous pinch of dried oregano, and lots of garlic. To get the most flavor out of the garlic, I crush it with salt using a mortar and pestle until it forms a thick paste. Then I add a splash of olive oil. That garlic paste goes straight into the egg mix. I also like to add a teaspoon or two of smoked paprika. For the salt, I use around 15 grams per kilo of meat. All these measurements are really a guide. I suggest you start with this as a baseline and tweak it according to your personal preferences. For the eggs, the guideline is between 4 to 5 eggs per kilogram of meat. I beat them well with a fork, making sure I have all the ingredients thoroughly mixed. And now it's finally time to open our little milanesa factory. I like to set up all the stations in order. First, a bowl with flour for the initial dusting, then the egg mix bath, and finally the breadcrumbs for that classy crispy coating. If you are a double coat lover, you can dip them back into the egg and coat them again with breadcrumbs for an extra thick, crunchy crust. Just keep in mind, you will need about double the amount of egg mixture and breadcrumbs. Once they finish the production line, I stack the milanesas neatly on a tray. From there, I usually fry a few fresh and the rest go into the fridge to chill before I vacuum seal and freeze them for another day. And that's it. Now, may I suggest we make some amazing French fries? We call them chippies at home, and they are milanesa's best friends. And if your doctor allows, why don't we go the full combo and add a fried egg on top?